Shylin, you have separated from the group. You're walking down the road, and a couple questions are flitting through your mind right now. It's this family. They posted your bail. Who are they? What should it's like? How should you approach this? You're not sure that you know anything about them, so you begin to ask around, asking for the where the family of the Karshers might live, and as you do, you notice you notice a couple very apprehensive looks as you it's like once you mention the name Karsher, but they continue to point you in the proper direction anyways. And so you arrive at your destination, and
Josh,
yes,
before Shylin does though, he goes through somewhere private, and he opens the spare bag of clothes, looking at it and thinking, should he address the family as Shylin, or... He looks down in the bag at the orange and purple material, debating, do they want to... Who did they actually call for? It's possible they called for Valentine, but then again, it was Shylin who interacted with their daughter. Did they know that? Was that why they called him? Or was it for a different reason? He looks at the change of clothes, debating internally. Valentine had no interaction with Raquel Kasher, but Shylin did. Therefore, it's most likely that they paid bail to see him. He closes the bag. Shylin will speak to the family.
very well. This estate is fairly large. One thing you notice, just kind of scoping the place out before you enter, is that yes, the people who own this place must be very, very rich.
Yes. Shylin makes his way towards the main courtyard.
Yes.
I'm guessing that's the entrance there?
No, the entrance is right here.
Right, where? Yes.
Top right.
So he walks around, taking in the area. Hands behind his back as he walks in a professional manner, and up the flight of stairs before. I'm guessing that door is closed.
Yes.
He knocks on the door.
All right. You knock on the door, and a few seconds later, you see some sort of guard exit, and it appears to be the uniform of the court guardians, the people who arrested you earlier. Can I help you?
I'm here to see Lord and Lady Karsher. Tell them Shylin is here to see them, and if the name is unfamiliar, tell them the man who was with their daughter is here to see them.
He gives you kind of this suspicious look as he just slowly closes the door. And a few seconds pass by before he returns. All right. You have been granted permission to enter. and then he steps to the side, but it still seems like he's wary.
Shylin walks past him. Thank you for your permission, sir.
Right.
He steps into the room, and the first thing he notices is, of course, the girl there, who looks remarkably similar to Raquel.
It's Raquel. It's Raquel immediately upon seeing you enter, her eyes just widen, and she stands up like very it's like very sheepishly, and you see her clear her throat and says, "Oh, hi,
Hello, Raquel.
What?
I wanted to thank you for trying to stick up for me. I really appreciate it."
Shylin just nods. Where are your parents? May I speak to them?
Oh, they're in the other room. You can talk to them. It's through that door. Take a right.
So Shylin thinks to himself, so, a house arrest, not a full arrest. This raises further questions. He, of course, obeys Raquel and takes the right. Well, okay, he's gonna have to, I can see them, it's obviously like gonna have to go a bit roundabout.
Yeah.
Actually, so when he gets here, he pauses, looks back, looks down, realizes it's geography, and has to fight the urge to swear under his breath because who the heck designed a house this way?
Clearly the Winchesters.
I hate you.
All right, so you enter the room and you see these two people. They appear to be locked in a very intense discussion until the female sees you turn the corner. Oh, it's him.
Shylin waits for them to Shylin waits at the entranceway for them to address him.
All right, so they both stand up and begin to move towards you in unison.
Mm-hmm.
The female just rushes towards you and gives you a hug.
Nope, not expecting that. Not expecting that.
The male, a little more calmly, he walks towards you with a very pleasant smile. Thank you for defending our daughter.
Lord and Lady Kasher, it seems that I owe you my thanks as well. I heard that it was you who posted my bail.
Oh, but of course, it is it is the least we can do for the one who protected our daughter.
I see.
Yes, as I speak, you notice that that he has a very, very heavy accent.
If you do not mind, my lord and my lady, may I sit down? It appears that you and I have much to discuss.
Oh, but of course. Please, there's a chair right over there, across the room. Please, sit down. Oh, yes.
Be our guest.
So
yes, Shylin will move over to the chair and take a seat.
Yes. What is the Carrier idiom? Our house is your house?
I appreciate the hospitality. Now, may I ask you a few questions? Because I'll confess, this entire situation is curious to me.
Yes, I could understand that there is some confusion. But, so,
Yes.
if we can alleviate any concerns, it would be our pleasure.
First, and I apologize if this is a sensitive topic, but could you tell me exactly what you know about this accusation towards your daughter?
You see the expressions on their faces just kind of darken a little.
If you can, please start from the beginning.
It is not something that we enjoy talking about. This event nearly ruined and broke our family. As you have probably guessed, we are foreigners. We hail from the kingdoms of Fenarath, specifically the kingdom of Eastwall. We came here because the mountain of Bolis, was it? Yes. There are many unique and precious jewels there, and we felt that, well, these jewels, they cannot be found in Fenarath. So we thought it was a good opportunity to establish a great trade network and get a lot of money and provide for our children. But
Shylin only nods, otherwise he is letting the man continue.
But there was a bit of a culture clash. It took us a long time to learn the languages and the idioms and the cultures and taboos of this country, and we've gotten better, a lot better. It's like we still struggle we still struggle a bit. Our daughters, because they are growing up with these languages and cultures, they are doing better than we are. But
You have... Raquel is not an only child, then.
no.
I see. Thank you. Please continue.
We enrolled them in the local elementary school because a child must be educated. They must learn a skill if they are to survive in this world. No,
Shylin nods.
but it was difficult for her. It's, you know how sometimes children, they can be what's the word? Vindictive.
Shylin bites his tongue.
They
He can't wait for the man to continue.
it was not uncommon for her to come home upset. There were a group of bullies, I believe is the word.
Oh, you're gonna make me cry.
Hatred intensifies.
Hi, Ari.
Mhm. Oh, the female speaks up. Her little girl, she has her quirks, but she's a regular sweet girl, and I don't know why the kids kept picking on her. It's like, so what if she talked to animals? So what if she talked to rats? That's ridiculous. And yes, sometimes had trouble speaking the local languages, and we said some very stupid things. But we didn't. But we weren't trying to anger anyone. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. I understand. I'm pretty sure Monsieur Shylon here understands.
Of course.
Do you prefer Shylon or do you prefer Monsieur Valentine?
Shylon, please.
Very well. We tried talking to the school about it. And we got the bully suspended for a little bit. And soon after that was when the incident happened. They were going on a field trip up to Mount Bolis. And that is where two children were murdered.
May I presume that those children were two of the bullies?
Indeed.
And Raquel was found at the scene of the crime.
Oui.
I also am presuming that no one actually witnessed the deed that took place.
There is one.
Go on, please.
There were 3 bullies. Only 2 of them were killed. One of them still lives around here. We do not speak.
Shylon nods. And Raquel herself. Actually, this may be better to ask. Would it be possible to speak to her about these events? I do not wish to cause undue harm to her, but hearing the story from her own words may help to make the truth clearer.
I'm not the one you need to convince about that. You're going to have to talk to the guards because they refuse to let her out of their sight. She is only here on probationary leave. The investigation later today, your friend's testimony cleared her of suspicion of murder of 2 asylum orderlies.
I see. I was under the impression when I saw her that she was placed under house arrest, but you were saying that she is under full arrest, yes?
The female speaks up. Unfortunately, still, the asylum still needs to confirm her capability to return to civilized society. It's because she has been on good behavior. She has been given special days to be with her family, and the day that she went missing, it was her birthday.
I see. May I, if I can,
Nice.
may I ask another question? There is a further curiosity about this entire situation.
Oh, but of course.
Forgive me, my lord and lady. Though you may be foreign, it is quite clear, he gestures around the house, that you are both wealthy and successful individuals, and in this world, in this age, that carries a lot of power and influence. I presume that you believe that your daughter is innocent, yes?
That they share a they share a very despondent expression, and they look down. We want to believe that she is innocent, but when your own daughter tells you that she isn't, you're inclined to believe her.
Allow me to rephrase. Considering that you rewarded me for standing up to her, I would imagine that you do not see her as the monster that the guards fear her as.
Of course not.
And I would imagine that you see the treatment that she has suffered to be unduly harsh.
We do want her back with us. We really do, but I refuse to stoop to bribery.
Of course.
I will not bribe the system. That will if she goes back to school, or she tries to open her own business, and we bribed her out of prison, she will only become a target.
A rare sense of both honor and forethinking. But that was not what I was implying. I was wondering, the families of the two victims and the third victim, are they individuals of similar status to your own, of similar wealth or influence?
Only one. You probably have interacted with him, Monsieur Aquilon.
Was he one of the, forgive me, this seems like a foolish question, but was he one of the bullies, or merely a relative?
He was one of the fathers.
I see. Thank you very much. This is illuminating. If you don't mind, I would like to attempt to have a word with your daughter.
Oh, but of course, it's a. It's a.
Sorry.
Yes, I believe she told us a little bit about you. I believe she described you as his heart is in the right place, not sure about his head.
I've heard that a lot.
Well, monsieur, you're all right in my book. And again, our house is your house.
Charlene stands up, bows his head, and leaves. Once again, thank you for your hospitality, my lord and lady.
But of course, if you ever want to come back, or if your companions, I know about your companions, and their testimonies did help her come back to us. So, if you ever wish to return, you may.
Shylin holds his hand up. Of course, you may extend the invite to the others, but we are not companions. We merely met by circumstance. I'm afraid I really do not know them. Besides that.
Oh, I understand. That might make things a little bit awkward.
Of course. Shylin returns back to the entry room and then speaks to the guard. Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
Would you mind if I have a few words with young Miss Cochet here?
Are you asking to be left alone with her?
Oh no, of course not. After all, I am merely asking her what happened. I'm merely asking her what happened. Surely there is no harm in that, and therefore no reason for you to leave. It's not like we are planning anything conspiratorial.
It's like you see the guard's eyes just narrow at you. Don't get cute.
With a face like mine, rather difficult.
And if you want to keep it that way, you'll change the attitude.
Shylin smirks. Now he's being cute. Miss Cachet, would you mind if I ask you a few questions?
So, you see Raquel remove herself from, you see Raquel remove herself from the conversation, with her sister. Yes, what do you need?
My apologies. He speaks to, I'm presuming, younger sister?
Yes, this is Orphea.
He extends his hand for her to shake.
You see this little girl that's just kind of very sheepishly walk up to you.
My name is Shylin. Pleasure to meet you, young lady.
Why are you wearing a dress on your torso?
It gets people to get... He gives a small chuckle. It got your attention, didn't it?
Huh. I suppose it's very pretty.
Thank you. Now, Raquel, I want to ask you about, well, he gestures his head to the guards. The reason they are here, if you wish, it might be something that Orphea should leave the room for.
Yeah, you see Raquel's eyes widen and she just nods. Orphea? I want to talk with Sir Shylin here. Do you think you said you wanted to show me a song? Do you think you could practice a little bit before you show me? Oh, sure. I can do that. And then Orphea leaves.
Shylin gestures to the chair next to him. May I?
Oh, of course.
He sits down, facing Raquel.
Hmm.
I understand this may be difficult, and if you are unable to do this, I understand, but could you please tell me what you remember of the incident?
All right, where do you want me to start?
Start from the beginning, please. The beginning of your trip. I understand you and the three individuals had a strained relation before then.
All right, well, you already know that I was... Okay, then. After they got suspended, this was right before a few days before a big field trip to Mount Bolus. It's we were gonna learn how to camp and survive in the wilderness, how to identify some things, do some activities. Basically, it sounded like it was going to be a lot of fun, but there were quite a few people who it was going to be a little bit dangerous because there are dangerous things up on that mountain. So there were we had a small contingent of the Court Guardians with us, and their suspension and my bully's suspension ended, and they came with us on the field trip. I was scared. I really was, but I figured that so many adults were around, they wouldn't try anything. And I was right. For For a little while, it said they could only glare at me and they couldn't do anything. But one night I heard a voice. It sounded like a little boy. It was calling for his mommy. And I followed the voice. I went far into the forest. And it was a little wolf pup. He was so scared and lost, and I tried to comfort him. And that's when they showed up. It was 3-on-1, and I never stood a chance. They hurt me. I was so scared. I was so angry. That they were so angry. They hurt me.
Out of character question.
Yeah.
Is there anything on the table? A jug of water, a bowl of fruit, biscuits maybe?
There's a little bit of water.
Shylin hands Raquel a glass of water.
She quickly grabs it and just kind of, it's like she's about to down it, but then you see her just kind of just take a deep breath and just start slowly just taking like very delicate sips. It's like almost like she was trained to do this. Okay. I don't remember a lot. Much of it is a blur. I remember grabbing a rock and my hand hurting and Petro on the ground bleeding out of his head. And Dio? He was frozen in fear. And then I remember that I suddenly had so much strength. The rush. I was finally in power. I was finally in control. They couldn't hurt me anymore. Now they were the ones cowering and afraid. I remember feeling relief and ecstasy and safety. I hadn't felt that good in a very long time, and I wanted more of it. And then it was like I saw red. I lunged at Dio as well, and you see her just kind of swirl her cup at this point.
Shylin gently and carefully reaches over and puts a hand on her shoulder. That is all. I understand.
No. For Petro, I could argue it was self-defense. But Dio? No. That was murder. I stole them both from their families. All they were and could be lost forever. I took their lives without mercy, and I enjoyed it. In my heart, I know I deserved the punishment I got.
May I ask you a question?
Yes.
Could you please tell me, in your own words, what murder is?
Well, the unlawful taking of a life.
Thank you. He stands up Sir? He says
To the
voice
guard.
directed to the guard, but not exactly turning to look at him.
Yes.
This child needs to see her parents now. You can either let them in here, or you can accompany her as she goes to see them. Your choice.
Yeah, I think he's right. Please, sirs, follow me.
As they leave, Shylin says, I hope it says to her, I hope to see you again soon, Raquel. Hopefully, in happier circumstances.
She looks over her shoulder at you with a smile. Likewise.
And with that, he turns to leave. I believe that would be my scene done. He will be heading to the library to rendezvous with the others.
Yes. As you're stepping out the door, you see someone running out. Wait, monsieur.
He stops. May I help you, my lady?
Listen, I didn't want to say this in front of my husband. He believes that he has a sort of what's the word? Philosophy of dropping it, as the idiom goes. But I don't know. It's just it's that my daughter. It's that I've been with her for so long. It just didn't seem like she would do this. So she thrusts a piece of paper to you. And if I can grab it.
Don't show me what it says now, because Shylin isn't going to read it immediately. In fact, he's going to try to conceal any outward sign that he even received anything.
Yes. Alright, it doesn't. I don't believe that my daughter would do this sort of thing. She's a smart girl, but I don't. Something just doesn't feel right about it. I don't know why. It's just this feeling I have. It may just be a feeling. It may just be that I just don't want to see my daughter as a killer, but please.
Your faith in your child does you credit. I wish your family the best. And with that, he turns and walks away.
All right. Did she give you the piece of paper?
Yeah, like
Okay,
he got
okay.
the piece of paper. He's just making sure not to just immediately start reading it then and there, or even acknowledge that he got it.
Okay, thank you
He
for that.
takes the paper and slips it into the bag of clothes.
All right.
We'll take a look at it later.
All right. If you're trying to be stealthy about it, I'm gonna need to see a thievery check.
Yep, will do. Oh, yep, that works. Okay. Rolling.
All right. All right. You slip it into your clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And you are leaving.
Quite so.
No, it's still the same day, Bliss. I don't think any of us were healed.
Nope, none of you are healed. It's like in Pathfinder 2nd edition, the rules for healing and resting are very, very different.
Okay,
Yeah.
no problem.
All right. So, I believe that's the end of that scene.
Mm-hmm. And see.
All right. All right, now this will... Come on. All right. All right, so heading over to The library. So, Olwyn, Adrian,
Flint.
Flint, and oh, is that all?
And
Sybil. And Sybil. You all
Sybil was getting a piggyback ride.
Yes, Sybil is getting a piggyback ride.
Wee.
So as you move through the streets, Adrian, it doesn't seem like things are too much different. It's some parts are dirtier, some parts are cleaner. It's but things do look just so very slightly off.
Something doesn't feel right. I'm not exactly sure what it is.
Took the words right out of my mind.
All right. So, you head over to to Cord University, and yep, you sit. The giant pillars are familiar. Everything. It's the architecture doesn't seem to have changed. No new buildings. No. The foliage, what used to be like what sort of brownish of autumn, has now, it's a lot of the leaves are gone, but they're slowly growing back, and and things are a lot greener now. It's like the streets are a lot cleaner, but there's also a lot of dirt everywhere.
Well, looks like we skipped over the colder months. Just getting back into the warmer season.
All right, so in what direction are you headed?
To the towards the library. Well, I guess there is one thing we can try. We wouldn't have it. We wouldn't be a university if we didn't have a theology track.
All right. So you're heading towards the. So Adrian's going to head towards the library. Is everyone else joining him?
I think Flint and I had some stuff to look for in the library as well, and plus I wanted to treat Sybil to, the library experience as well. But we may be heading to a different section than Adrian is.
Yes.
And Shylin will be late, but he'll be trying to rendezvous with Owen and Flint at the library.
Yeah, and Hoshimi and Seven, after Hoshimi did her street performance and stuff, they were headed towards the library as well to meet everybody.
We're all gonna be book buddies.
All right, so Adrian, you notice that Sybil, Flint, and Olwyn have unintentionally ditched you in order to go off to their own corner of the library. And you just turn around, you see that they're gone into the corner of the library, and you are left standing awkwardly in the center.
Oh no, the cop's not here. I miss her already.
Well, maybe we can actually get some actual work done. And then Adrian is going to make his way towards the I guess the head page, who's ever usually working the counter at the library.
All right. So you're looking around, and you see a yeah, it's like you see a tap on your, you feel a tap on your shoulder.
Adrian turns around to see who tapped me.
It's a, sir, this place is closed. Her eyes wide, and you see, and you recognize this person.
Okay. All right. And
This is, unfortunately, the name's not appearing, but this is Lucy. Adrian?
hello, Luce. Been a while.
You're, but
I can
she just drops one of the books that she's holding.
I can explain everything as best. I'll try to explain everything as best I can.
Please do.
Okay. Okay. So about 6 months ago, I was grading term papers. I look up, and then bright flash. I wake up in what looks like if Cord was constantly in dark mode. And there were a bunch of weird marionette people. And I know I'm sounding crazy here. I met a couple people on there. I think 2 humans, a gnome, a griffin, a weird gremlin thing, and a cop.
She turns around and
Sorry, you described everybody by their races except for the cop.
Oh, right, and a young girl. She was also like hiding somewhere. It was yeah. We all of us were just ended up in that same place. No clue why.
I'm
okay. Okay. I was not expecting this. It's
Yeah.
Alex and Mike. They're gonna flip when they see this. They're gonna flip when they see you.
Yeah, and I might have a sneaking suspicion as to why this happened, but I'm not exactly sure. Does the Chancellor know I'm back? Oh,
I don't know. I haven't spoken to him today yet.
I just hope I still have a job here. All right. See. All right. Well, tell Alex and Mike that I'm back. I'm just.
I will.
Yeah. I'm gonna do some research regarding what might have happened.
Do you think you need any help with that, or?
Possibly. Honestly, I'm gonna need a couple books on. I might need a couple of my textbooks that I required for last semester regarding Netherese Empire, and I might have to check out the theology wing for something.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So I have a lot to. She just kind of bolts off, mumbling to herself.
Well, good luck. You'll need it.
All right.
All right, closing out. All right. I'll start off in. Huh? Okay.
I was responding to what Shay said.
Oh, okay. I thought that was a prompt. Never mind.
Oh, no. No.
All right. I'm going. Okay. So Adrian will start in the theology section. The theology section.
All right. So Lucy brings you a couple of books of theology. So, all right. So what exactly are you searching for?
Okay, well, apparently, I was little known fact, I was apprehended as soon as I got out of the dark world. But
Wow, you have the worst luck with the law.
no kidding. Okay, but anyway, one of the guards who actually was one of my students, he said that there was something that was found at the scene of the explosion crater, and they looked like symbols of deities. And hopefully, well, I recognize 3 because, well, they're kind of common. Corellin, Bahamut, and the former, he puts his hands in the form of a devil position. Like, that guy.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there were a couple that I didn't recognize, and one was just a question mark. But I think, actually, now that I think about it, I think there was a page ripped. There was part of it ripped out. I couldn't tell what the other one was.
This sounds like a mystery.
Don't get any ideas. Actually, you know what? Do get ideas. It will get published, and you'll be on the core bestseller list.
Again?
Adrian starts chuckling. You're saying like that's a bad thing?
It's not. Well, I don't know. It seems like you're trying to bribe me with something that I already have.
Touche. Okay.